Welcome back to Create and Craft with Katie. Today I'm going to show you a little ornament that you can make that if your kids are off this week for Thanksgiving, that this will keep them occupied and everything can be bought at the Dollar Tree. Now, if you, like anybody else, and you've walked around the Christmas departments in the stores, you'll notice that everybody seems to be going gnome crazy. Well, instead of making the actual gnome to sit as a decor, we're going to make mini ones for the Christmas tree. I have made a bunch here. I'll give you a quick overview of them and then we can show how you make them. So I'll just show you the ones I actually made first of all. We have this little guy. This one's actually my favourite. I really like this. We have this guy. He's got fur for his beard. We have this one with his little bobble hat on. We have another Santa. This one's got a different type of yarn for his beard. And this one, it's not the greatest, but it did make me laugh. This one's a little snowman. I thought he was cute too. So, to start off with, you're going to need a box of the Jenga blocks, the tumbling tower game, because this is the actual base for all of the ornaments. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to paint. You can paint them any colour you like. If you don't want to paint them, it doesn't really matter because most of it's covered up. What I did was paint them white on all sides apart from one, because this is where the face is going to be covered over. Obviously for the snowman, you're going to need it to be white on the front for the snowman. I just used Waverly chalk paint from Walmart. It's very quick drying and it's very forgiving, but if you've got little ones, you could use any paint that will dry quickly is going to be good. You also need a glue gun. If you are, once you get to the part of the gluing, you might want to supervise younger children, but there are things that they can be doing. You need yarn for the beards. This one was actually from the Dollar Tree, if you can find one that has the craft section. This one is actually just from Hobby Lobby. It's a small piece. It's called a mini maker and it's just 99 cents. So no worries if you can't find it at the Dollar Tree. You can get one that you can make lots of from Hobby Lobby. You're also going to need the little tiny elastic bands. These are in the hair section in the Dollar Tree. You're going to need something for a nose. I'm using these pom-poms from Hobby Lobby, but you could use a bead. It's lots of things you can use. A little piece of a holly berry off an old Christmas pick maybe. And then I do have a few other options for decoration. The other thing you need is something for the hat. You can use, there's different options. These socks were $1 from Target's Bullseye's Playground, and these gloves, which I used on this guy, these are just from the Dollar Tree, and obviously you've enough with one pair to make 10 hats. You can utilize the other part as well. I'll show you how on the socks. So first of all, you're going to decide, or you need to make the beards. So I actually have these made ahead of time so that I can actually get on with a lot, but I will show you how you make them. They're very simple. You're going to cut a piece of yarn and hold it at the top of your two fingers here, because this is going to tie the whole beard together. And then you're simply going to start by placing this here and this is just attached, this is just a ball. You're just going to wrap it around, keeping the string to the side that you're going to use for the tie, and you just wrap it a few times around as if you're making a pom-pom or a tassel, and then take the yarn and snip it, and using the longer piece that you put across the top of your fingers, you're simply going to tie a knot. Now obviously this is hard for me to try and show you on camera and tie the knot at the same time. You'd often use a second pair of hands, but there we go. So you then tie the knot, so at the top, so you've actually got a loop like this. It's like a little set of loops, and then you're going to get your scissors, put it through the loops and trim, and your other piece that you used to tie it off, fold them down, trim those too, and you made yourself a little beard for your gnome. So the first thing we actually want to do is attach the beard to your Jenga piece, and all you do is run the hot glue about 2/3 of the way down the piece. Put your beard into place. I like to squeeze it together because that way you can press the beard down onto the bottom, and so you get a good coverage. If you want, if any of the pieces are slightly longer, you can always trim them, and there you actually have the beard. So you can actually very quickly start to see how we make the gnome. So now we're going to go on and make the hat. Now there's lots of different options for making the hat. This one I'm going to show you is by far my favourite. These socks are so good. They've got a lovely little trim across the edge, which will make a very good brim on the hat. Now you can see I've already used this sock for something else. It was for 2 other things. So you're going to use the side that has one of the side seams, so to speak. Then you're going to cut the sock, cut it a bit longer than you think you're going to need, because we're going to do a little trick at the end with this one. And so you end up with a piece like this, that then you can see the seam on the inside. Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn this piece of sock inside out. Okay, and you're going to get your hot glue gun, and you're going to run a bead of glue all the way down the edge, and press it together, making yourself a little tube. Now if you wanted to stitch this down the side, by all means. I was just trying to make it so that it's really easy for you to do. The next thing you want to do is to turn it right side back again. Now, my nana was a seamstress and always taught me to use something to help push it back through. So for me, I'm just going to use a pair of scissors. So you're going to start here and push the fabric so you can get a hold of it, and turn it, and use the scissors at the end, just gently, just to turn it back round this way. So you actually have a long cap looking piece. Now, as you see, you'll see how I love the edge of this. This really makes a good brim on the hat. And so you're going to put the seam at the back of the gnome, and you're going to bring the hat brim down so that it meets the beard, and you're going to hot glue it around. Again, be careful if you've got little ones that you help them with the hot glue. I just put a little at the back and a touch underneath the brim at the front. And so we now are getting closer to looking at what the gnome looks like. Now, this is where the little elastic bands come in handy. So these obviously are tiny, but they work brilliantly for this little project. So stretch the elastic band. I like just keep two on my finger like this, and then you're going to take the hat and about say an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch down, you're going to pinch the top of the hat together. Use the elastic band and would be easier if I didn't have these huge long nails, but it is Christmas and we needed to look a little festive. And so you're going to put the elastic band down to make what's going to be the bobble of the hat. Now you can see how far you can pull it. You can push this down, make it longer if you want to. You're then going to get your scissors, put them into the top of this and snip down to just before where your little elastic band is. What this does is decorate the hat to make it look a little bit like one of those ones that the snowboarders wear with their fancy frilly part. I don't know what you'd call it. It looks a little bit like a pom-pom. Now, obviously you don't want the hat sticking straight up in the air like that. So I just like to bend it down, put a little dab of hot glue and hold the hat in place. Then you want to attach what you're going to use for the nose. I've just got a little tiny pink pom-pom here. Press his little nose on, and then the last thing you're going to want is just a little piece of twine on the back to make the hanger to hang on the tree. Again, just a dab of hot glue on the back. Put your twine. And there you have your little gnome ornament for the tree. Now I'm going to show you close up on the other options. This is a great option for you. They're getting close together. This little Santa here, he is made exactly the same way we did that one. Instead of yarn, we just cut a little piece of fur for his beard, and his hat, if you can see, it's actually one of these miniature hats that comes from Hobby Lobby. You get 8 in a packet for, I think, $2.99. Christmas crafts are on sale at the moment, so $1.50 for 8. And it happens to be, it's a little bit of a tight fit, I will say. What I did was stretch it out, the material, just a hair, because it is a tight fit to get it on the top. But it's just about possible, with a little bit of wiggle room, to put the little hat, and then, like with the others, just glue it down, give it a little bit more of a whimsical sort of look. Then this one here, he has a little black hat. Now what his hat is made of is the finger of a Dollar Tree glove. All I did was snip off the finger, get myself a little black elastic band to match the hat, and this time I put a bead inside the end and put the elastic band around this one. Doesn't have a bead in it, obviously. My beads were upstairs, I forgot. And you turn it into a little bobble hat for your gnome. As you can see. Now, another option that I found were these little boots and hats and gloves. These also came from Hobby Lobby. What I thought would be very cute would be to add the boots to the bottom of the block, like so, giving your Santa little Santa boots. And in fact they come with gloves too, and so you can add a mitten to each side and turn your Santa gnome into a true Santa gnome, including his little boots. I thought that that was a super cute idea too. This particular one, this one here that I had with the black, all I did for the rim is it is just a decorative pipe cleaner. All you do is work out how big you want it, cut the pipe cleaner to size and hot glue it on. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this little craft, and maybe you can share it with your kids, have a little playtime this week. There you go. Thank you very much. I really would hope that you can subscribe. I've had a lot of new subscribers, and I'm hoping that I'm giving you some content that you want to see. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a very happy holidays.